Paddington is always the most stable character in the film, really, because he never changes insofar as if ever mishap befalls him, he doesn't necessarily learn from it, but he just resets to positive all the time, and everything is going to be all right. So when he sets his heart on getting a present for Aunt Lucy, and he needs to earn some pennies to get enough money to buy it, he sets out to do lots of odd jobs around the area, and of course this brings him into contact with all sorts of people who live in this very, as you say, multicultural community around Windsor Gardens.
That's why it's a classic book, I think, a classic story. He's a character that you can't not love. And that's why there's a Paddington film in the first place.
Some of the stuff, the set dressing and some of the food items, I have to say, were just amazing. I mean, if you can't have fun in that environment. And it was brilliant to come, in every day and be challenged even by the props, to be challenged by them and say, oh, I wonder, could I use that? And to find the people there, and there's a kind of an eccentricity that's embraced in Britain that I always find really interesting. So the more eccentric, the better. It was like eccentricity welcome. You just know when you walk through the door. So it has to be a bundle of laughs, of course it does.
Paddington meets Knuckles in the canteen, which I think is my favourite scene in the film. It's my favourite funny scene in the film, certainly. And Brendan's performance is just perfect. It's very funny and it's very silly, and it's very the way that Paddington naively gets himself into trouble, and that Brendan's character Knuckles toys with him is really perfect. And it was something I'm very pleased with how it turned out.
What is it to be British? I think it's to be quirky and tolerant and full of contradiction. And the first film was, to an extent, a love letter to London. Let's face it, it was full of all those glorious chocolate box images that overseas people, when they come to visit, want to go and tick the boxes of. And this film underlines that with even greater definition, because part of the plot involves going to some of the iconic landmarks around London. And it absolutely draws on all the great strengths of British culture and all the quirks and quiddities of it all.
It is an idealised London we see, but an unashamedly idealised one. It's not like we're just leaving out the ugly bits. It's a bit like the tone of the whole film, which is it's knowingly and self-avowedly positive, not just about London, but about human beings, about the power of being decent and well-mannered in the way that Aunt Lucy taught Paddington to be, and how if you are that, things will come right.
It's about being open-hearted and embracing of all, because it can only enrich our lives and expand our worlds.